Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my developer vlog series, where today we're going to be having a look at all the progress I've made in the past 2 weeks on our project, StrateZ. And I'm pretty happy with where we're at the moment. Now, the big thing I was working on in these past 2 weeks has been the spawn on death system, where any of these human characters, when they die, well, except for the transport, of course, that explodes because it's a vehicle, but when any of the humans die, they come back as one of these mindless zombies to then wreak havoc on everyone. And, it is working. I am having a few issues with it, though, that I'm still trying to sort of work out, but all in all, it is functioning. So let's start by taking a look at that, and then we'll talk about some other things. Let's jump into the game real quick, and then send our one guy that we have here over to be eaten by the zombies right over here. And now you may notice a few oddities with the system as it stands right now, because while trying to test to figure out the issue I've been having, I have it not only set to spawn on death, but also on a timer, but it looks like he's gonna die. There we go. And a particle effect comes up to hide the spawn, and boom! We have a new mindless shambler in the world. And I love it. Now, thankfully, it actually didn't show off the oddities. The oddity I'm having right now that I'm trying to solve is sometimes it spawns two. No idea why. So at the moment, to try and get as many to spawn as possible, I don't just have it spawning on death, but also a timer running in the background, just so every time one spawns, I've been pausing to then look at everything in the world and try and figure out where I've gone wrong. But thankfully, it worked like a charm that time around, so hopefully within the next week or so, I'll have that bug worked out. But for right now, because of the bug, let's actually take out that little bit of code there. Oh, and one thing I actually do want to point out on this, right now it's just spawning a Shambler 1, but we have 5 different Shambler zombies, and so in here I've made it an array so that we can put in each of the different kinds of Shamblers, so every time one of our units dies, they will spawn as one of these random different Shamblers, so it's not always going to be the same one, and I really like doing that, rather than it always being the same thing. But let's remove that component for the time being, and I'll add it back later when I continue my testing. And let's talk about the second thing I've been working on these past 2 weeks, and you probably heard a little bit of it a moment ago. Voices. I finally got around to getting new voices for these things using a purchased asset pack from the Unity store.
Go ahead.
So we have for the scavenger guy here. Let's see, different selection audio.
Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Huh?
There we go. He also does have a movement audio, but for some reason he's not always saying it. I think there might be a small issue in that regard.
Proceeding.
But there we go. We got proceeding.
Proceeding.
Proceeding. He's got a couple of others. There's like with the Shambler spawns, there's an array of different ones that it will pick at random.
Absolutely.
So there we go. He'll go and collect that. If we actually turn the world on to cheat and place a bunk here real quick, as well as an armory, triage, and garage. We'll take a look at the other units that we do have. So let's go to the armory first and spawn ourselves a militiaman. And here we go.
Lay it on me. Lay it on me. Go ahead. Yeah, copy that. You got it. Confirmed.
There we go. Different audios for all of those. Good times. Let's bring him back here. Get out the hunter.
Awaiting orders. What is it? Awaiting orders. What is it? Affirmative.
And let's get an attack one.
I'm on it.
There we go. Now, you can see, and actually here, I currently don't have a bullet sound yet. That's what I'm actually going to be working on probably tomorrow. But, yeah, I'm still not 100% sold on this particular person's voice. But it's, you know, it works for the time being.
What is affirmative? Affirmative.
And let's bring them back over there and grab ourselves a medic. And let's do his.
What is it? I'm listening. What is it? Go ahead.
And let's do a heal on this one.
Yep, that's a bullet wound.
There we go. And when he does have a gun, he actually has another audio. So let's bop that
What is
in.
it?
And
I knew these guns would be good for something.
I like that one. It makes me laugh every time. All right, so that is the medic. Let's then bring up. Also, oh boy, I think I have another bug. That particle effect was going even while he wasn't nearby healing. Uh-oh, I may need to have another thing to fix. Oh, yay! Oh, why does that always seem to happen whenever you're making a game? You find and fix one thing, and then another bug pops up. Lovely. But let's spawn a transport and select.
Yes, Commander. We ride to victory. Yes, Commander. Yes, Commander. Yes, Commander.
It's got a yes, sir in there, too, but since it's random...
Yes, Commander. Yes, Commander.
Come on, get to the yes, sir!
Yes, sir.
There it is!
I'm going.
And a couple of movement animation, or not animations, but sounds.
Absolutely.
There we go, and let's upgrade it to
Yes,
the weaponized version, so they too have an attack one. Oh, actually got to select it.
Yes,
Ha,
Commander. Glad.
there we go. And lovely, we have
Yes,
our
I'm
different
going, I'm
audios
going.
for the survivors. Still a bit of work to be done.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of different clips that came with the asset pack that I did purchase, so I'm probably going to be adding in more.
Yes,
right now,
sir.
there's like 3 or 4 different responses for each different
I'm
sort of thing
Let's do this
that
thing.
can happen.
Yes, sir.
But, so I'll probably be adding in more than that,
Give 'em hell.
so that there's a bit more variety, but for the time being, I like where it's at. Now let's actually switch on over to the zombies. And here are their sounds, which of course is a whole lot of moans and groans, etc. But into the game again we go, where this time... I think I may need to lower that sound a bit.
Yeah.
There we go. He does those sounds. Let's actually cheat again, and well, actually, a couple more selection ones for him. There we go. Let's spawn a couple of shamblers so that we can get their audios. And I had them head back that way because, well, I don't want them to auto-attack something. I may turn off the auto-attack. It's actually been getting a little bit annoying. But let's do their selections. Got that same one out there. Again, it's random and we keep getting a lot of the same, but let's switch you to a Hulker, you to a Infector, and you to a Runner. Now the Hulker here. And an attack or sound on him. Why do I keep saying animation? Oh, I think it was a little bit too far away from him. Yeah, well, let's keep that one for now. The Infector. Some of them are a bit long. May change them. Alright, and then the Runner. Now, I intentionally made all of the Runners ones really quick because Runner. There we go, and let's actually have him run out here and get an attack one going. Didn't play the sound. Well, again, bugs are still a thing. But I'm happy with where it's at, though. Still got a lot of going through all the various sounds for right now. There's a lot of additional ones. I need to just figure out if I want to use them, not want to use them. I'm definitely going to switch around some of the zombie ones because I think they take a bit too long. But all in all, I'm pretty happy. Now, you'll also notice we do have this thing working where it's only showing the resources that we currently use as our faction. Haven't moved that over UI-wise. In fact, I'm going to be changing this entire UI. I realize that just having, like, this bar up here as a set thing is weird when you only have one resource. So I'm actually going to be adding in the background into each of these images so that if it's the survivor faction, it'll sort of be built up into something like this. But if it's the zombies, it'll be a much smaller, already enclosed one. But that is going nicely there. Still some work, but getting there. Getting there. Now, the last thing I want to show off, because, well, frankly, all the other stuff I've been working on has been small things. A lot of messing around with stats and different numbers in here, trying to work on navigation and making some of my nav meshes more efficient. That's all stuff that's kind of hard to show off. But one thing I have also been working on, and actually I've been working on it for probably about 4 weeks now, because it's been something I've been working on the side whenever I kind of get stuck on an issue and need a little break, and that is another map. Now, I've actually been planning out the next couple of maps. Right now we have the alpha map, and then I'm working on other, like, free play, single player style mission ones of A Big City, Country Road, Harbor Master, and Quarantined. And the one I've been working on, and actually think I have finished now, is Country Roads. Let's go take a look at that. Let's actually not save what I changed on the map. And let us go out to the world view there. Did, of course, purchase some other assets from StrateZ, the people making the Simple Apocalypse stuff, so that we do have, like, some mountains and hills here. Also some farm assets, train assets, all of which I have gone and apocalyptified? Like, for instance, if we go over here to this random farmhouse, this farmhouse is meant to be a nice, clean farmhouse, but thanks to the Apocalypse kit, I was able to add things like overgrowth and boards and metal plates over the doors and windows, and it actually turns out pretty well. I think I may need to add, like, some more overgrowth to the roofs, because they still look a bit too clean, but all in all, I mean, these were clean farm buildings, and I have turned them into not clean, apocalyptic-y farm buildings. And it's gone pretty well. It's gone pretty well. Plus, we have things like farm fields, but let's actually look at the couple of major areas. So first, we have the station. And this is a train station that not only has a passenger platform, but also places for cargo, predominantly logging. We've got a lot of log things strewn about, because over here we have a logged forest. See all the different tree stumps all around there, which leads over to the logging camp. And then sort of south of the logging camp, we have the farm, where we have farm fields with a few scattered plants still surviving and growing but dying, as well as a crashed helicopter with some treasure you can go and find. Now, besides, or around the farms rather, we then have the sort of farm buildings, where we have the small barns over here with a windmill, and then the other sort of major player area, the first is over at the train station, second is over here at sort of the farmhouse, where if we click on that, zoom back into that area, there we go. We have all of our lovely stuff, some more farmhouses and whatnot that have been apocalyptified, and all in all has gone pretty well. Now, if we move on over, we have the roads sort of coming into the area and quickly going out, with these cool country roads that were on the simple farm kit with little ditches here. I very much do like them. I think I need to add in more crap onto them, though, again, to make it all feel more apocalyptic-y. But yeah, so there is still some work to do on this, but all in all, I'm pretty happy. And we do have over here a little trailer park with multiple broken down fences for you to enter and exit through, and a number of different supplies, as well as mindless shamblers around. And yeah, overall pretty good. Let's actually go back to the station, though. Didn't really show off that, yeah, there's the other spawn point there. And yeah, I'm really been liking how this has turned out. It's much different from the other map that I have made, being that it's not as urban And I wanted something a bit more out in the open, and I'm actually probably not gonna dirty it up too crazy much, because since it is out in the country, you know, you would imagine it wouldn't be as hard hit as, say, the town in the alpha map. It would probably be a bit more clean and not quite as ramshackle and destroyed, but I did want some destruction with, like, the trailer park, the farmhouse there. But overall, I am liking it. It is kind of a functional map, not really well at the moment. The worlds are, or not the worlds, the capitals are here. I can actually start a game and go into the world, but there's a lot more stuff I need to do, including the UI elements. It's still the old defaulted ones rather than my new ones. But yeah, overall, I'm happy with it. I am happy with it. So I've got more maps to make, but those are still a little bit of ways away. Not too far, though. I actually want to get, and actually this is probably where we should talk about the next vlog. My goal for the next 2 weeks, now that I have more or less finished everything I wanted to accomplish here, I still need to bug fix the dead on spawn thing, and the sounds a bit. But the big thing I want to do over the next 2 weeks is actually get a working copy of this made for you guys to begin testing. So you can tell me what you think about balance, the units, how they fight, how their AI is, so I can start getting feedback, because I can only do so much. There might be things that I think are perfectly acceptable for, you know, like the balance of things that you guys may look at and go, why? Why would you do this to us? So, yeah, in 2 weeks, I hope to have a basic functioning version of this for you all to try. Now, to get it working, I want to try and at least maybe make one more map so that you guys have 3 to test out, and, you know, with 3 different distinct play sort of worlds to, you know, give me some feedback on what you think about one environment versus another and how the units act in them. I also do want to get the sound stuff a bit more sorted out and get the dead spawn functioning as it should. Hopefully I can get that bug solved, and then maybe we'll see. And finally, I actually don't know if I'm going to do this yet for this release, but I want to start actually getting a Fog of War. I actually don't know if I want to add it on this first test alpha release for you guys, because, you know, maybe you want to see the whole map so you can, you know, test it better. So, but I may integrate a Fog of War within the next 2 weeks. We'll see. But, yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I've had a pretty productive 2 weeks. Have still bugs to fix, some new bugs that I've discovered, but overall it's going well. And hopefully you guys are looking forward to, in 2 weeks from now, doing some testing. But that's gonna be it for today, folks. Hopefully you have enjoyed, and you do come back for the next to download the game and have a little fun. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.